Hello everybody, welcome back to the LyfCraft server, where this is hopefully going to be episode 15, and we're starting off in a little different place to usual, just for the hell of it, and also because I don't have the thing I want to put in the trophy cabinet for this episode, so we may have to skip that this time around. Anyway, we're over here with the spoils of episode 14, which was this beacon. And as you can see, I have cleared out a lot of the stuff around at this point, and we have a nice big flat open area. So it's time to discuss what we're going to use this for, and not why we have weird illegal vines growing nearby. Anyway, if I front up and fail to fly, we go over here to where there's been a lot of flattening going on and more needs to be done. But this point here is roughly where we're going to be building the Tower of Art. Now, I've been doing a bit of research. For those of you who aren't aware, we're going to try and build the Tower of Art from the Terry Pratchett books. If you're not knowledgeable about Mr. Pratchett, or Sir Pratchett as he eventually became, he was a sadly departed British fantasy comedy writer who wrote a series of books based on what was the Discworld, a flat world, you know, that don't really happen, that travelled through space on the back of 4 elephants perched on the back of a giant turtle called the Great Atuin. And one of his creations on there was the city of Ankh-Morpork, which was a hive of villainy and scum, which a few people tried to make lives in. The ruler of Ankh-Morpork was known as the Patrician, and he followed a system called one man, one vote, where he was the man and he had the vote. So the Tower of Art is in the middle of the Unseen University, which is where the wizards, eventually train themselves. The thing about the earlier Discworld books is that a lot of them were kind of parodies of existing fantasy works, and so they sort of riffed on things and just threw things together, and there wasn't really much in the way of world building behind them. So actually the actual what the tower looked like are more sort of hints and things, but I have gathered together what I have found. So these are the quotes that I've got, because I did a little search on all of my Pratchett books in the Kindle, which is the easiest way to look this thing up. And there's not that many sort of reference to it, although it does feature in a fair number of stories. So pretty much the first time it's mentioned as the Tower of Art is in the second book, which is The Light Fantastic. And it basically says, Galder, who's one of the wizards, Galder looked up. Looming high over the university was the grim and ancient Tower of Art, said to be the oldest building on the disk, with its famous spiral staircase of 8,888 steps. I guess a note for the non-Pratchetty amongst you is that 8 was a magic number, and often not referred to directly in the world. People would say 7 plus 1 or whatever and stuff. So the next time I can find that it was actually mentioned is in the 5th book, which is Sorcery, or Sowercery, if you want to pronounce it that way, which was one about a sorcerer taking over the world, because sorcerers are, you should read the book yourself. So the bit here in Sorcery is, the air of expectation had even spread up to the ravens who inhabited the Tower of Art, 800 feet high and reputedly the oldest building in the world. So we get from that 800 feet high and 8,888 steps. Now, technically, if I build something 800 feet high, that's about 255 meters, give or take a bit. Let me just check that. Hey Google, what is 800 feet in meters? So if we were to build a Tower of Art 800 feet high, it would be about 244 meters high, which, in order to fit inside a Minecraft world, would mean going pretty much down to bedrock. and I'm not really going to do that again. So we're probably not going to quite do that. I'm just going to go from here, 64 or whatever it is for the normal floor, up to probably the world height. Unless it takes so long, we end up in 1.17, and they do in fact increase the world height. But I did see a stream the other day for with Ulraf from the development team, and he did not answer the question about whether or not the build height would be higher or lower in 1.17 with the caves and cliffs update. Anyway, other stuff we know from the Discworld books about what the Tower of Art looks like. Next one is mentioned, I think, in Discworld 8, Guards, which is the first of the Vimes books. And I see the sun is going down, so I may have to break off here to go and have a quick nap. So there, from Guards then we get Vimes talking about the Tower of Art. He said, as I look back at myself, Vimes said nothing. For some minutes he had been watching the Tower of Art, which was the centre of Unseen University and reputed the oldest building in the city. It was certainly the tallest. Time, weather, and ancient fish and repairs had given it a gnarled appearance, like a tree that has seen too many thunderstorms. So some clues to what it looks like there, which is, well, branchy-like, tree-like, which we'll get to later. So the next mention I can find is also in Guards. It says, a tongue of fire hit the dark Tower of Art, slid blindly down its ivy-grown flanks, and disappeared to the dome of Unseen University's library. So we've got some ivy in there as well. And then the final descriptive term I can find about it is in Men at Arms, which is the 15th book. Once upon a time, the Tower of Art had been the centre of the city, but cities tend to migrate gently with time, and Ankh-Morpork's centre was now several hundred yards away. The tower still dominated the city, though. Its black shape reared against the evening sky, contriving to look blacker than mere shadows would suggest. So it's dark black. References, I don't know if you're a fan of Pratchett, you might not know or may not know about the L-Space Wiki, which is sort of an early wiki version. I guess maybe they've updated. I didn't actually check the version. So the L-Space Wiki talks about it being, 800 feet tall, with the 8,888 steps, no floors inside, just a staircase, and it gives it a diameter of 15 meters. So I'm probably going to go with that for the moment, unless anything intervenes to tell me otherwise. And it has turrets on it. Of course, artists have tried to make views of this. So I've searched around for various pieces. One of the better sort of map images that show what things are like is from, there was an Ankh-Morpork app for the iPad, which I don't believe is still available, but I did find some screenshots from it, including this one, which shows the Tower of Art and the University and the environs around it. You can see there are two bridges nearby. The lower one is, or the closer one to the camera, as it were, is the Bridge of Sighs, which is similar to the Bridge of Sighs in Venice, I guess, except a more amusing version of the word sighs. Also, we have an image from the Discworld Atlas, which shows a sort of panorama, including the tower poking up through the clouds there. And then there's a version of the stamp that was made for the book Going Postal, which is a tale of the post office in Ankh-Morpork, and there's that version. All those are fairly straightforward, tall, thin towers with little crenellations on. The first one is probably the most gnarled one, but I do have another version I found in The Art of Discworld by Paul Kidby, which shows, I just look at it again, it's a rather pink coloured image, so it's a little difficult to get a view of, but it looks like this. It's more of a sort of a very tall, thin, rocky thing that sticks up. And I think that's probably what we're going to try and go for, but it may not be entirely possible. We may end up back at the sort of thin, tall tower one. But anyway, around here is where I'm going to build the base. So I think I'm now going to set out the lower sort of where it's going to go. It's a 15 meter diameter tower, so that's fairly easy to do in Minecraft. Although I may have to remember to fill in more of this floor at some point. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just say hi to Eldon. Yep, no, yeah. So if you quick, check this in fact. 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I'm up. Oh, this is cells. Yes, so oh, that's fine. I should have that. And then that. Sorry, actually I've taken it. 3, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 2. Oh, anyway, I'll sort this out and we'll get back to you. Okay, there we go, fixed it. It's all nicely done. So it's 15 diameter, and it's going to go roughly here, and then we're going to do the rest of the, at least the Unseen University around it, and possibly, if we can do it, maybe Sator Square, and some of the other bits on either side and to the north and south. Now, another bit of research ended with me buying a thing called the Complete Guide to Ankh-Morpork, or the Complete Ankh-Morpork City Guide, if I were to actually look at the name right now. And this has a map, part of it, which I have taken a small section out of. Now, if we take a view from overhead of this particular area and lay the map correctly sized on it, you can see where we're going to build. Now, obviously, it's not going to be quite as, well, it's going to be more straight, because we're in Minecraft, than this, perhaps. So this is more a rough guide to where things are going to go rather than their exact shapes. But yeah, we'll deal with that later. Anyway, so if I now overlay a 15 circle on it, you can see that matches where the Tower of Art is, and then where we can build the rest of the things around it. So that is the plan. I'm down to my last stack and a bit of rockets, so I'm going to have to go to town to buy some more. And there's been a few changes, so this is currently the way I get there, because Zach's added his new tunnel coming along here with apparently soul sand underneath here, which is fun. And we've started digging out the hub. This was done today on stream by Enigma with Karis and Zach. And yeah, Iceland's going to be designing a new hub in here, so that's to come. Keep an eye out for that. She's probably doing it on stream if she does, when she does. And now I need to, I think I'll go and check my shops. Let's go see what we got down here. Nothing. 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 Ah, 6. They've been selling well. I need to make some more of those. Wait, did I ruin the lanterns? No, it's 32, 32. Someone's used their thing, and it's another diamond. And some crying obsidian. Nothing in there. Nothing there. Let's check. Honey. Blew it. Never mind. Oh, and 2 in there, so... Do we have spare honey? Yes, we do. go grab us some rockets. 2 diamonds for 5 stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and where's the indie chest in this place? Right, let's go back home. Then we're going to end the episode here then. It's a little bit of a shorter one than usual, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. It's been an interesting couple of weeks since I returned to work. You know, the whole work thing being a bit of an energy sap. Other stuff going on. Start of the Premier League season, and my team Leeds are now back in there, and they are playing beautifully, and it is a joy to watch. So I've been watching some of those matches because they're on TV far more often than they were when they were back in the dear old Championship last season. But it's been it's an interesting game to follow. If you don't, you probably don't really care about that. But anyway, yeah. Also, I've been playing a lot of Fall Guys, which is a fun diversion. So, but yeah, hopefully I hope to get back in. To end this, we're going to put up the new maps I have just made of the area we've been working on, and we can compare the differences between the last time we looked or mapped, and that's entirely the wrong one. Where's that one go? Yeah, that's there. And 2 more to do. No. Again, that's wrong. That's right. And there. So yeah, so in the space of, what's the date today? The 24th? 25th. Swamp. Or swan. Oh, see if we can type at some point. And the 25th of the 10th. 20. So in a mere 2 weeks, we filled in this bit and cleared out a lot more of the trees. And added a beacon. Now there's the beacon. Well, that was a bit of a mistake, but you know, these things happen. Yeah, so there's the beacon. There's a bit of... And that's where our tower is going. So, yes. Thank you very much for watching. It has been slightly experimental, I guess. Talky, more sort of thing. But I hope it was a reasonable enjoyment. If you did enjoy it, then perhaps you'd like to leave a like or a comment. And if you're new to the channel, to subscribe. We had a couple of new subscribers recently, which was nice. I kind of thought we were stuck forever on 81, but we've moved finally, and I can hope we get some more in. If you would like to catch the other LyfCrafters, they are of course linked down below. There's many fun people there who stream or do their own videos, and they are available for your viewing pleasure. And I will see you again in the next episode. So bye for now.